And good afternoon. Welcome back out to Peetz for the second half of our Saturday afternoon doubleheader as we head to the volleyball matchup between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs. The Wildcats and the Bulldogs met up on the football field earlier this afternoon, a 51-21 victory for the Fleming Wildcats. They got the mercy rule, but then Peetz started getting things rolling on their end. Very exciting to see the Peetz Bulldogs get something moving a little bit on their side of things as these two teams will now square off for the second time this year in the volleyball matchup. The first time the Fleming Wildcats and the Peetz Bulldogs did battle, the Fleming Wildcats came away with a 3-0 victory, 25-12, 25-12, and 25-20 here on our pregame show brought to you by Nelson Financial. Want to review that previous matchup, and Nelson Financial wants to make sure you've reviewed all of your plans for your future retirement. No matter what age you are, you need to start planning for your retirement. Joel at Nelson Financial, the only certified retirement planner in the area, will do that for you. I'm Ben Blecka with Big Time Small Town Media. See Joel at 206 Main Street in Sterling. I do. He is a wonderful asset to have in your future planning. 14 kills apiece for Abby Kurtzer and Taylor King for the Fleming Wildcats first time around. They hit the ball very well. They hit about 225 the first time in the volleyball match as they had 38 kills and 16 errors on 93 attacks, whereas the Peetz Bulldogs, on the other hand, had 13 kills and 12 errors. They hit 0-20 the first time around as they had just 53 attacks in that matchup. And the errors are going to be the biggest key in this contest. That was Peetz's biggest key on Thursday in the inability to completely rout the Briggsdale Falcons. They beat them 25-9 in the first set, but then it was 22-23 the next two sets. And the Peetz Bulldogs committed far too many errors, and they're going to have to eliminate those errors. You take a look at the errors for the Fleming Wildcats. They did not have too terribly many last night against the Briggsdale Falcons in their rout of them, and they'll play their second match in a row. Not very often that two teams come into a contest having played the same team in the previous match, but that's the case here in the North Central League, and really a key matchup for the Peetz Bulldogs to see where they stand, because Peetz currently has fourth place pretty well locked up in the North Central League. Weldon Valley having defeated Fleming with a win already over Pawnee. So Fleming locked into second place, Pawnee in third. Peetz is a full 2 games back of the Pawnee Coyotes, so they not only need to beat Pawnee when they play them a second time, but they also need to come up with another win against somebody that Pawnee loses against. So that would either be Weldon Valley or this Fleming Wildcat team. And on paper, with Fleming coming in with a 7-6 record, you kind of go, this is a matchup they could do it. You know, this is Peetz at 6-7, Fleming at 7-6 at this point in the season. It's been a number of years since Fleming has had 6 losses in a season, let alone to this point in a season. It may be the 2005 season, the year before they made their run to the state tournament and lost to Kit Carson in 5 in the championship, that they had 6 losses in a season. This program just does not lose, and with the number of seniors they had last year and the year before, a lot of young players, a lot of sophomores out there, and they played a pretty tough schedule. They've lost to some 3A schools. They've lost to Weldon Valley. They have defeated Caliche, who's number 2 in the classification. They lost to Akron last Saturday. I mean, this Fleming team has not shied away from the tough competition that they played year in and year out. And neither has Peetz. I mean, you take a look at Peetz, and they played some really good competition in their time here. If I can get over on maxpreps.com to their schedule. That's the advantage of having the video cast up and running. We have internet, which is nice to see. They've lost to Weldon Valley. They have lost to Fleming and Pawnee. They played Holyoke, a very good 2A team there. They went into Nebraska, played Sedgwick County, Layton, Pine Bluffs, Wyoming. They beat that Pine Bluffs team, which is typically pretty solid. Then Peetz with another loss to Pawnee. So I take back what I said earlier. that the Peetz Bulldogs really don't have much of an opportunity to catch Pawnee, being 2 full games back, having lost the season series to them. So this is more about confidence, Dave, regardless of what I said earlier. This is more about confidence for them, and if they can show they can hang around with this Fleming team, they could be one of those 4 teams that finds their way to sneak into the Saturday action in the district volleyball tournament, which the schedule is starting to be finalized, and we will let you know exactly how that's going to work out. Of course, we're going to have coverage for you on 104.7 King FM and live video online, just like we have today. ColoradoPreps.tv. I can promise you, I just checked on the computer. You go to Colorado Preps TV, it'll be up and loaded for you today so you can see the contest here this afternoon, in addition to listen to it on 104.7 King FM. That wraps up our pregame show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and first serve. Fleming, Peetz, it's North Central volleyball action on King FM and this big-time small-town media production.
Here's a simple math problem. What's 1 plus 1? 2, you say? Not at Bank of Colorado. Here, 1 plus 1 add up to free. Because our personal free checking and personal free collection give you twice as much free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, no service fees, and more. And when you add on, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you're into free, apply today to open a new account by visiting bankofcolorado.com, where 1 plus 1 equals free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Big Tex, a name you can trust to build great trailers. Big Tex, the name behind quality, precise design, and depth of production line. Big Tex, where style does not get lost in the rugged construction of products. Big Tex, made to last, made to perform. Big Tex, with years of experience and Texas pride built into every product. When your Big Tex touches the ground, it's tested and warranted, ready to transport the job you have. Get your Big Tex trailer at Sterling Trailers. Call 522-2855.
EDF Renewable Energy provides strength in the Peetz community, and our strength is grounded by the company's extensive experience for more than 25 years. EDF Renewable Services is the largest in North America, with services over 6 gigawatts of energy under contract that is specifically tailored to create value, deliver results, and provide the best possible service to the communities we serve. EDF Renewable Energy is with the Peetz community every step of the way.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget, you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
Everybody knows that when a great opportunity, like an iPhone, presents itself, you grab it. Somebody says they've got tickets to the big game and can't go, you grab the tickets. Somebody tells you that you can get an iPhone at a special price, you grab it. And it's true. For a limited time, Viero has iPhones for only $79.99. And we'll even pay your early termination fees up to $200 when you switch to Viero. All that and coverage you can count on. So hurry into Viero today. Your iPhone is here. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
You're looking for a used car, but you don't really trust those used car dealers. At Ertl Brothers Discount Auto in Sterling, trust is not an issue. At Ertl Brothers Discount Auto, every vehicle is fully inspected before it goes out on the lot, so you don't have to worry about buying that lemon. For your convenience of shopping, Ertl Brothers Discount Auto is available online anytime at ebautos.com. They understand that not everyone works 9 to 5, so they'll even set up private appointments to work with your schedule. Visit Ertl Brothers Discount Auto, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturday, 9 to 4.
The Peetz Telephone Company is a proud supporter of Peetz Athletics, and in addition to their many great services, high-speed internet service is now available, featuring their all-new fiber network, now offering a variety of high-speed internet plans, from 1 meg service for only $35 per month, or 3 meg service for just $55 per month, when bundled with your phone. And you still receive the same great service as always from your local hometown telephone company team, Peetz Telephone Company. Call Kathy at 334-2220 for full details. Good luck, Peetz Bulldog.
Welcome back to Peetz. We set for the start of the contest between the Fleming Wildcats and the Peetz Bulldogs. I'm Ben Blecke. Each team with quite a few underclassmen in their starting lineups, brought to you today by the Signal Graphics and the Broadway Plaza Shopping Center in Sterling. Signal Graphics there for all your business printing needs. Give Signal Graphics a call, 970-521-9000. The starters as seniors for the Fleming Wildcats will be Taylor King and Abby Kurtzel. The rest are sophomores and include Timmy Keisel, Rachel France, McCall Edel, Sage Herbert, and their libero, Megan Chintala. For the Peetz Bulldogs, their lone senior starter, Mackenzie Meyer, 2 juniors, Morgan Burns and Melissa Shoemaker, along with their libero, Caitlin Peetz, Jenna Papa, sophomore, McKenna Curley, and Jody Shoemaker, both freshmen. So Peetz takes the opening point of the contest on a Fleming Wildcat hitting error, and we get underway continuing with the serve for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs and Morgan Burns. Free back over by the Fleming Wildcats, set down the middle, Curley attack near side, popped up high by King. Set back to King, near side, tip down the line, diving dig out on the front row by Melissa Shoemaker, and she'll end up freeing it back over. Ball checked up back row by Abby Kurtzer, back set by France far side. The attack from Edel, dug up by Shoemaker, bump set up by Meyer, who was named homecoming queen earlier in this, and a free ball over by Jody Shoemaker. Set near side, King with the attack, angled deep, dug up by Pop, back row not cleanly, and the Taylor King kill will result in the first Fleming Wildcat point of this contest. Back to serve goes libero Megan Chintala for the Fleming Wildcats. Wildcats in their green long sleeve jerseys. The Bulldogs in their white short sleeve home jerseys. The attack angled far side by McKenna Curley, down and in for a kill for the Peetz Bulldogs. Makes it 2-1 here in set number 1 for Peetz. Meyer will take the serve, and she'll line it far side. Ball popped up back row by King. Set up by France down the middle for Keisel. Her attack dug out by Caitlin Peetz and free back over by Jody Shoemaker. Check up by Chintala, set far side. The attack angle back over from Sage Herbert and then freed quickly back over by Meyer. Ball chased down and a free ball from Timmy Keisel. Short, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Back row, set onto the far side. Melissa Shoemaker tips it over the top of the block. Dug out by Chintala, not cleanly. And the Peetz Bulldogs take a 3-1 lead here in set number 1. It's all about confidence, getting yourself going early on. And Peetz displaying it on their homecoming. Line served by Meyer, far side, popped up by King, set it up for Keisel, banged off the block of the net. Checked up high by Caitlin Peetz, set down the middle, and the free ball by Curley clips the net cord, gets over, tip back over by Keisel, popped up by Meyer, and a flat free play back over by Caitlin Peetz. Checked up back row by Chintala, set over the net by Rachel France, and it goes down and in for a kill. Confidence or maybe frustration because of the snow today. The Peetz homecoming has been canceled. So no dance this evening, so this is their celebration. Checking on for the Fleming Wildcats, Janaea Daly on the front row, and then Kaylin Bornoff with the serve. Jody Shoemaker with the attack, too big and out for the Peetz Bulldogs, and we're tied at 3 here in set number 1. Bornoff lines the ball near side, diving dig back over by Pomp. Popped up by Kurtzer. Bornoff with a bump set and a flat free played by Abby Kurtzer. Line short, popped up by Caitlin Peetz, set down the middle, and the attack from Curley banged off the block at the net and down. The Peetz Lady Bulldogs opening 7 points, playing with Fleming. We saw Briggsdale be able to play with Peetz for 10, 15 points, but could not put together an entire set. We'll see if Peetz can take that next step to the Fleming level of volleyball here. Beth Bernhardt on for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Short serve into the net for Melissa Shoemaker. Ties it up at 4. Taylor King steps back to serve for the Wildcats. She'll line it down the far side, fielded by Bernhardt. Bumps that up by Meyer, and a back row swing by Melissa Shoemaker. Dug up back row by Chintala, set near side. Janaea Daly will hammer her attack into the net, and the Peetz Bulldogs take a 5-4 lead. Looks at the scoreboard, brought to you by Bob Mullendore and Daryl McCormick, your local independent associate. Aflac representatives, Peace of Mind and Cash, hurt or sick. Get to know Quack about Aflac. Call 970-522-2309. Caitlin Peetz serve far side, fielded by Chintala, and a tip angled far side by Abby Kurtzer, too wide and out. And the Peetz Bulldogs grow the lead to 2. Majority of this on Fleming errors right now. Caitlin Peetz went on a couple 5-0-plus runs on her serve Thursday night against Briggsdale. Line serve far side, fielded by Keisel. Set it up for Janaea Daly over the top of the block. Ball dug up back row by Meyer. Shoemaker will set far side. Bernhardt will bang it off the block. Kept up by Keisel and a free ball deep by King. Checked up by Peetz back row. Set up for a back row swing for Melissa Shoemaker deep. Dug up backside by Taylor King. Set down the middle. Keisel near side. Too wide and out, but the block in the net. Fleming got bailed out on a Peetz error there to cut the lead back down to 1 here in set 1. Line serve far side will be popped up back row, set over by Jody Shoemaker. Checked up high by King. Set down the middle for Abby Kurtzer. Angled near corner. Found the corner and in for a kill. Keisel, short serve, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Shoemaker will set down the middle for Bernhardt. Off-speed attack near side, dug up by Daly. Back set far side, the attack for Edel off the block of the net. Chopped up on the front row by Burns. Set for Bernhardt on the far post. Her attack down deep. Dug up by Keisel back row. Bornoff will set near side. Janaea Daly banged off the block, and a stuff block back from Morgan Burns will be the result. 7-6 Bulldogs on top of the Wildcats here in set 1. Jody Shoemaker will take the serve for Peetz. Freshman will line at far side, fielded by Janaea Daly. Bornoff sets for a big swing by Kurtzer. Dug out back row by Shoemaker, and then Jody Shoemaker sets up Melissa Shoemaker, and her free back over. McCall Edel trying the attack. She's stuffed down by Beth Bernhardt, and the Peetz Bulldogs grow that lead back out to 2-8-6 here in set 1. Jody Shoemaker lines the ball down the near side. It'll be popped up by King back row. Set to Kurtzer on the near post, and she hammers it into the net. And the Peetz Bulldogs take a 9-6 lead here in set 1. Jody Shoemaker back with the serve again. She'll line it short, popped up by Janaea Daly back row. Bump set up high by Chintala, and a flat free over in short. Popped up by Caitlin Peetz back row. Set up for a back free from Peetz. Popped up on the Fleming side by Taylor King. Set it up for Abby Kurtzer, tipped over the block right there to pop it out as Mackenzie Meyer. Bump set up high Burns, and then Bernhardt will knock it into the net on that hitting error. And in the Peetz Bulldog run on for the Fleming Wildcats will come Sage Herbert and Rachel France. France will take the serve and will take over the duties as the setter. They'll line it short. Diving dig out by Caitlin Peetz right to Sage Herbert. Herbert pops it back down, and Caitlin Peetz trying to chase it down near side. Couldn't quite keep it in play. Good hustle there, though. Lead cut back down to 1-9-8 Peetz here in set 1. France lines serve far side. Popped up by Meyer back row. Judy Shoemaker sets it up, and off the block at the net goes Burns, and down and in. Onto the floor for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs will come Taylor Engelker. The 5'3" junior, part of that massive junior class. 10 players on that junior class on this team. Line serve down the middle, fielded by King. Set it up for a big swing by Abby Kurtzer, but she's too big and out. And the lead back out to 3 for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs here in the first. Serve will come from Engelker once again. Ball be popped up back row. Back set for a swing from McCall Edel. Knocked deep, dug up by Caitlin Peetz. Chased down by Engelker, and a free ball will come over from Jody Shoemaker. Played to the back corner. Popped up by Chintala back row. Short set down the middle, and the attack by Sage Herbert into the block of Melissa Shoemaker at the net. And the lead's out to 4. 20 points in to set number 1. And the Peetz Lady Bulldogs at 3-4 in North Central League play lead Fleming by 4. Line serve far side, popped up by Chintala, set near side. The punch into the block of the net from Abby Kurtzer. Ball popped back over by Fleming. Jody Shoemaker down the middle for Burns. She is rejected back by Sage Herbert. And the Fleming Wildcats look for a run of their own. Back in will come Jenna Pop for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Line serve will come from the Wildcats, and Jody Shoemaker will set down the middle for Burns. Her attack deep, popped up by Kurtzer. Turn, swing back on the second hit. Taylor King. You can catch a team off guard if you've got a high enough ball to turn an attack on that second hit. That's exactly what King did right there. Lead cut down to 12-10. Kurtzer serve near side, fielded by Pop. Running bump set up by Jody Shoemaker, and a flat free will be played deep by Mackenzie Meyer. Set near side, the attack down the line, and in for a kill from the Fleming Wildcats, and Taylor King cut the lead down to 1, and a timeout going to be taken by the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Timeouts are brought to you by Peetz Farmers Cooperative with new location in Iliff. Peetz Farmers Cooperative wants to make sure you're ready for corn harvest season, even though it's snowing. It'll be 65 next week. So see Peetz Farmers Cooperative for all of your corn harvest needs. And whenever you're traveling through at Peetz Farmers Cooperative, they've got 24-hour fuel, so stop on by. You don't have to worry. It's 2 in the morning when you're coming back this way. Well, stop at Peetz Farmers Cooperative in Peetz. The Peetz Bulldogs had run up to a 12-8 lead, but a 3-0 run back for the Fleming Wildcats here have forced the first time out of the contest for either team. Fleming, a good job even with a bunch of sophomores on the floor to let it be, if you will, for the time being, and make the players on the floor do some work. They worked it back into play as the Peetz Bulldogs field the serve. The free ball be played over by Mackenzie Meyer. Backs up far side. McCall Edel off the block. Dug up by Caitlin Peetz. Back row. Set up Jody Shoemaker down the middle, and roofing the block at the net is Morgan Burns, preventing the tie. Peetz with a 13-11 lead here in the first, and Morgan Burns, one full rotation through, will take the serve. Burns, big top deep, 2 deep and out. Second service error of the match for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. And back to serve goes Chintala for the Fleming Wildcats. A swing and a miss from Jody Shoemaker, and Jenna Pop could not chase it down. So 13 all, we come with a tie. Chintala. Line far side, ball misplayed by Jody Shoemaker. That's back-to-back aces for the Wildcat libero to make it 14-13. And onto the floor will come Jacqueline Nienheiser for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. And going right at her is Chintala, and she'll pick up her third straight ace. 15-13 go the Fleming Wildcats. Chintala will high float it near side, popped up by Caitlin Peetz, back row, set it up in the attack from Melissa Shoemaker, blocked at the net by Taylor King, and the run continues for the Fleming Lady Wildcats. An 8-1 run. 16-13. Chintala. Liner near side, popped up by Caitlin Peetz, back row, shoot set far side, the attack by the freshman McKenna Curley, dug out backside by the Fleming Wildcats, and a free ball by France clips the net cord and drops down. When you're on a run like this, you get a lucky point there every once in a while, and France just trying to free it, hit it, and it crawled the net cord and dropped. 17-13. Line serve far side, popped up back row, lift ball ace. That is the fourth ace of the rotation for Chintala. And Jody Shoemaker will come back on for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Chintala, floater far side, popped up back row by Pop, set up for Curley, and Curley's attack catches the back line and ends the run. But Fleming has control of this opening set now, 18-14. The serve goes back to Mackenzie Meyer. Her short serve dug back over. Jody Shoemaker keeps it in play for Peetz. Curley trying a second hit attack, and Timmy Keisel read it well. And stuffed it down, 19-14. Caitlin Bornoft and Janaea DeLeon for the Fleming Wildcats. Bornoff. Line serve into the net. First service error of the match for the Fleming Wildcats. Off the floor will come Pop. Bernhardt back on. In on that front row rotation. High floater serve, far side, popped up by Chintala. Back set in the attack from King. Clipping the block in the net, popped up by Jody Shoemaker. Curley turns, bangs it off the block. Pancaked out by Bornoff. And Daly will free it deep. Popped up by Peetz. Back row free will come from Melissa Shoemaker. Quick checkup by Deborah Kurtzer. Set near side. Big swing, far side by Taylor King. Chased down by Melissa Shoemaker. Jody Shoemaker blocked at the net by Taylor King. And an ensuing lift ball gives the Fleming Wildcats a 5-point lead at 20-15. Abby Kurtzer going to come back in for Deborah Kurtzer here. And Taylor King will line the serve far side. Popped up by Bernhardt, back row, and a free ball over by Curley. Chased down with a one arm by King. She'll get a back row swing right back. Ball dug up by Meyer. Chased down by Jody Shoemaker. But she crossed the line behind the up judge, which is out of bounds in high school volleyball. And 21-16, Fleming leads by 6. Line serve by King, far side, popped up by Bernhardt, not cleanly. That's going to be an ace, and the lead grows out to 7 for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. And a timeout going to be taken by the Peetz Lady Bulldogs as they want to discuss things here in set number 1. That's their second of this first set. Fleming Wildcats will have a matchup against Marino. I believe that's their final game of the regular season. No, it's not. They play Weldon Valley the day after that. Regardless, that'll be their pink out on October 20th out in Fleming. And we had the pink out here in Peetz on Tuesday night. And the Fleming Wildcats will have theirs on Thursday, October 18th. And we'll be out there on 104.7 King FM and live video on ColoradoPreps.tv to bring that to you. They're on a roll, 14-3 run for the Fleming Wildcats after Peetz took the opening 20 points, 12-8. It's now 22-15. King back with the serve. She'll line it deep, popped up by Bernard, back row. Running bump set up by Meyer, and a free ball over by Melissa Shoemaker. Quick check up by King, back row. Bornoff bump set near side swing from Kurtzer, down and in for a kill. And the lead goes to 23-15. Fleming just 2 away from taking set 1. King. Line serve deep, misplayed back row, and that'll be an ace. And the 5th ace of the set for Fleming leads us to set points at 24-15. Serve goes into the net from Taylor King, so one staved off on the service error. And Caitlin Peetz, who's been known to go on a run on her serve, will take the serve. Peetz lines it short. Ball popped up by Keisel, back row. Running bump set up by Bornoff, and a free ball over by Chintala. Checked up near line by Mackenzie Meyer. Jody Shoemaker down the middle for Curley. Her attack dug up backside by Chintala. Set near post. The swing deep, too deep, and out for Abby Kurtzer. And the lead cut back down to 7, 24-17. Caitlin Peetz lines the serve far side, popped up by King, back row, set over the net by Bornoff, and that will end set number 1. The Fleming Wildcats take the first set by the tally of 25-17. We'll take a break, come back in 2 minutes, and have set 2 on the Saturday afternoon doubleheader on King FM and ColoradoPreps.tv.
One of the benefits of being a Premier Farm Credit borrower is having the opportunity to share in the association's profits. Since 2001, Premier has paid out over $26 million in patronage dividends. Call us if you want to be part of a local, member-owned and controlled cooperative that understands agriculture. We offer interest rates competitive in the marketplace, and our board of directors is committed to a patronage dividend program. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Playing sports takes planning. Our day-to-day lives take planning, but we're not all prepared to plan for all aspects of our lives. That's why we have to rely on people like Joel Nelson at Nelson Financial to help us plan for our retirement. Plan and invest in your best interest without compromise. At Nelson Financial, the only certified financial planner in the area, Joel can't help you out unless you call 970-521-7800. Nelson Financial. Better to plan and not need it than need it and have not planned.
For certified windshield repair and replacement, you already know to call Smart Parts in Sterling. But what about grill guards, running boards, and other truck accessories, such as BW hitches and 3M clear protective coating for any vehicle? Smart Parts has what you're looking for. Ask about the Vortex system, used for sprayed-on truck liners to protect your truck bed from wear and tear while enhancing the beauty of your truck. For these and other services, see Smart Parts at 530 6th Avenue in Sterling or call 522-5399.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
Fleming Wildcats take set one, 25-17 here in Peetz, up 1-0 on the Peetz Bulldogs. I'm Ben Bleck as we come back to set number two. The teams flip sides, and Fleming with a 1-0 lead. We'll start with the serve in the hands of Abby Kurtzer. It'll be fielded back row by Jenna Pop. Set up in the attack from Curley, angled near side from Peetz. Ball quick set far side. The attack from King, hammered deep. Elbow dug out by Caitlin Peetz. Not cleanly, however, as the second hit couldn't be played well, and it's 1-0 Fleming. Second set brought to you by Peetz Farmers Cooperative. With corn harvest season underway, make sure you seek Peetz Farmers Cooperative for all your corn harvest needs, either location in Peetz or in Iliff. Peetz Farmers Cooperative supports all of Northeast Colorado. A kill from Curley evens us up at 1 apiece as the Peetz Bulldogs will take the serve for the first time here in the second. No rotation change for either side here in the second, as the set down the middle for Sage Herbert will be pancaked out, chased down by Peetz, and a free ball over by Pop. Popped up back row by Kurtzer, set onto the far side, attack King deep, dug down by Caitlin Peetz. Set on the near side and a free ball over by Melissa Shoemaker, checked up by Abby Kurtzer, back row. Back set near side, McCall Edel angles it toward the back corner, diving dig out by Meyer, and a free ball over by Jody Shoemaker. Checked up by Abby Kurtzer, set far side. King with a swing over the top of the block and caught the line. Down and in for a kill. Taylor King playing a nice match so far, and Fleming takes a 2-1 lead here in the second. McCall Edel takes the serve and hammers it into the net, but a rotation violation on Peetz will bail her out. Edel will get the serve over the net this time. Popped up by Caitlin Peetz, back row. Set down the middle, the angle near side. Curley missed the near line, and the rotation violation would have evened it at 2 instead. Made it 3-1, and then a hitting error, 4-1. Big sway to kick off set number 2. It's McCall Edel will line the serve far side. Popped up by Pop, back row, not cleanly. That's an ace, 5-1 in favor of the Fleming Wildcats. Heddle lines the serve short, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Back row set down the middle. McKenna Curley dug out near side by Rachel Franz. Keisel bumps that up. King tip over the block, down and in for a kill. Good alert play by Keisel there just to loft the ball to where King was going to be able to place it. Knowing she's not going to get a good attack, King found the hole and put it there. Line serve by Edel, far side at 6-1. Fielded by Caitlin Peetz. McKenna Curley down the middle. Dug up by Abby Kurtzer. But nobody else could get to it there. And the Peetz Lady Bulldogs ended the Fleming run at 5-0. Onto the floor comes Mallory Berkey for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. She'll play front row here in this second set for head coach Lori Heller. Float serve near side, Melissa Shoemaker. Ball popped up by Chintala, set it up, and the ball hammered deep by Sage Herbert. Too deep and out. And 6-3, the serve from Melissa Shoemaker, far side. Popped up by Taylor King, set it up, and King will flat and free it over in short. Checked up back row by Melissa Shoemaker, near side set for Berkey. She'll go over the top of the block. Popped up by King, set down the middle for Keisel. Big, deep, and missed the back line, but Caitlin Peetz trying to chase it down, touched it. So Fleming takes a 7-3 advantage. Onto the floor will come Janaea Daly and Caitlin Bornoff. Fleming up 1-0 here in the second. Looking to sweep the season series against Peetz for, I believe, the 6th year in a row. Line serve far side by Bornhoff. Popped up back row, set down the middle, and the attack by Curley is dug out and rolls back onto the Peetz side. Jody Shoemaker tagged with the 2-hit violation, trying to play the ball back over. 8-3 goes Fleming. And Bornoff will step back to serve. She'll line it, popped up back row by Berkey, set down the middle for Curley, banged off the block, dug up by King. Daly will set it up in a flat free play deep by Chintala. Checked up back row by Melissa Shoemaker, set back for Curley. Her attack dug out by Daly. Bornoff will set down the middle for Keisel. Crawls the net cord. Diving dig back onto the Fleming side. Quick check up by Abby Kurtzer. Back far post. King with the attack down the line. Too big and out. So Peetz just keeping the ball in play defensively. And Caitlin Peetz will take and crawl the net cord with her serve. Pancaked out by Abby Kurtzer. Bornhoff bumps that up near side King. She crawls the net cord, hits the block, and comes up with a kill to make it 9-4 here in the second. King. Line serve deep, popped up back row by Meyer. Jody Shoemaker sets it up for Mallory Berkey over the top of the block, and it dropped. Jody Shoemaker with the serve. She had a nice little run in set one. Fielded by Taylor King. Throws far side for the attack from Abby Kurtzer. She'll be one and done here thanks to the Kurtzer kill, making it 10-5. It was a sweep the first time out. That was in Fleming 3 weeks ago. Chintala angles the serve near side. Misplayed. That'll be an ace. Megan Chintala had 4 aces in the first set. Now got 5 in the match. The Wildcat libero, a sophomore, steps back. She'll line it deep, popped up back row by Meyer. Set it up in the big swing by Burns. Nicely played up by Janaea Daly. Tipped over by Abby Kurtzer. The Peetz Bulldog defense didn't see it coming. And the lead grows out to 7 at 12-5 here in set 2. Chintala will line the serve into the net, thus ending the rotation. Taylor Engelker will come on to serve, replacing Mallory Berkey for the Peetz Bulldogs. Ball be lined deep. Misplayed by Chintala. Janaea Daly keeps it in play and freed over by McCall Edel. Ball popped up quickly down the middle. Attack from Burns. Blocked by Kurtzer. Popped up high by Bornoff. Edel will set far side, and a free ball will come over from Abby Kurtzer. Checked up back row by Caitlin Peetz. Bumps that up down the middle, and Burns will angle it to the back corner, but too big and out. Wasn't pretty, but it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to result in a point. Herbert and France on for the Fleming Wildcats. Rachel France will take the serve. Line serve by Rachel France. Freed back on to the Fleming side and stuffed back down by Abby Kurtzer to make it 14-6. Set number 2. Line serve by France. Popped up back row for Peetz. A quick setup in the attack down into the back corner by Morgan Burns. Nice swing for her to come up with the kill and cut that lead down to 7. She'll also hand herself the serve. Burns lines the ball deep, too deep and out on the serve, so the Fleming Lady Wildcats taking advantage of the errors so far here in the second. Will hand the serve to Abby Kurtzer. Short serve popped up by Jody Shoemaker, back row, set down the middle for Melissa Shoemaker, tipped in short. Popped up by France. Herbert will set up in the attack, hammered deep by McCall Edel, chased down by Caitlin Peetz, and the ball ricocheted off her dig off the underside of the basketball hoop, and it's now 16-7 in favor of the Fleming Lady Wildcats, and the Peetz Lady Bulldogs take a timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Nelson Financial. Make sure you plan for your game with Joel at Nelson Financial. He's the only certified retirement planner in the area, and Joel will make sure that you're taken care of. Just stop by 206 Main Street in Sterling. I promise you'll enjoy the conversation you've got with Joel anytime that you stop by his office. The Peetz Lady Bulldogs in their upcoming schedule next week. We'll see Prairie in New Raymer on Tuesday. They have Creek Valley on Thursday and Weldon Valley on Friday. That Prairie match on Tuesday would officially, if they win that one, lock up 4th place in the district tournament. Abby Kurtzer with the serve out of the timeout. Here in the second, line far side, ball popped up by Jenna Pop, back row. Bumps that up high in the attack, hammered by the Bulldogs and by Curley deep. The re-attack back by Edel, clips the net, quickly free back over by Peetz. Kurtzer pops it up. France down the middle and a tip far line by Sage Herbert. Ball chased down by Jody Shoemaker and a free ball into the net by Jenna Pop will grow that lead out to double digits, 17-7. Fleming, on the other hand, goes to Sedgwick County on Tuesday, to Pawnee on Thursday. That's a very important game, and then to Prairie on Friday. Fleming can lock in second place and the number 2 seed in the district by defeating Pawnee next Thursday in Grover. Big swing, far side, clip in the back row, and Taylor King makes it 18-7. If Fleming were to beat Pawnee, then the top 4 seeds would be solidified in the district volleyball tournament beginning on Tuesday, October 23rd. Short serve from Kurtzer, field to back row. The attack too big and out for Melissa Shoemaker, make it 19-7. And Abby Kurtzer will line the serve short. Popped up back row by Caitlin Peetz. Set it up in the attack from Curley deep. Dug up by McCall Edel, back row. Bumps that up high, and Edel will turn and punch it off the block. And nicely chased down by Peetz. And freed back over by Jody Shoemaker. Abby Kurtzer checks it up. France sets far side. King swing off the block and a kill. (20-7). Kurtzer. Short serve popped up far side by Caitlin Peetz. Set up near side. Curley with the attack. Dug up by Edel, back row. Back row set for a swing from the libero. Megan Chintala, dug out by Caitlin Peetz on the Peetz side, but the bump set too wide and out. It's 21-7. Abby Kurtzer. Step back, lines the serve, far side. Bumped up by Pop and then freed over by Melissa Shoemaker. Kept up by Abby Kurtzer. Set for a back row swing off the block at the net from Taylor King, and it's 22-7. The Fleming Wildcats are just on a roll right now. There's no way around it. They have found every bit of offense they possibly can. Kurtzer. Line serve, far side, kept up by Caitlin Peetz, running bump set, but a third not going to get got, and it's 23-7. Kurtzer lines the ball deep, too deep and out, and that will end the run. But a 15-point lead for the Fleming Lady Wildcats on the Peetz Bulldogs as Deborah Kurtzer comes in on the back row for Abby. Short serve, far side, popped up by Taylor King, set up for King, tip far line, kept up by Jody Shoemaker and dug back out by Deborah Kurtzer. Back set near side, McCall Edel hammers it into the net for hit violation. Line serve, far side, dug out back row, set up in the attack, hammered over and down and in for a kill by Sage Herbert, gives Fleming set points at 24-9. Timmy Kaizo comes back in as McCall Edel takes a serve. Line ball far side, popped up by Caitlin Peetz, set up quickly down the middle and the tip over by Curley, dug out by King, back set near side, Herbert will free it down the line, dug up by Pop. Bumps that up by Jody Shoemaker, and she was in the net. So that will give the second set to the Fleming Wildcats as well. 25-17, 25-9. Third set when we come back to Peetz. Fleming Wildcats and the Peetz Bulldogs on this Saturday matchup on King FM and ColoradoPreps.tv.
These days, there's no free lunch, no free ride, not even any free time. Well, at Bank of Colorado, we're putting an end to all that, because our personal free checking and personal free collection serve up a whole lot of free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, and more. Then when you add our personal free collection, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you want to bring back the free, apply today to open a new account. Visit bankofcolorado.com and long live free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're looking for a used car, but you don't really trust those used car dealers. At Erdl Brothers Discount Auto in Sterling, trust is not an issue. At Erdl Brothers Discount Auto, there is no purchase as is. Every vehicle on the lot comes with a complete warranty. For your convenience of shopping, Erdl Brothers Discount Auto is available online anytime at ebautos.com. They understand that not everyone works 9 to 5, so they'll even set up private appointments to work with your schedule. Visit Erdl Brothers Discount Auto, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturday, 9 to 4.
Americans love numbers and iPhones. We all know the 7 Dwarves, 4 Seasons, and 12 Days of Christmas. Now, for a limited time, Viero is featuring countless reasons to own an iPhone. With an iPhone, you can take great photos or take a crack at Angry Birds, watch your favorite video, or use it as a watch, find an old school friend on Facebook, or simply browse the web. But what you really ought to find is your nearest Viero store, because for a limited time, you can have an iPhone for only $79.99. Before these great iPhone deals end, get into Viero. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
The South Platte Sentinel has been serving Sterling and Logan County for more than 25 years, and they're proud to do it with accuracy, efficiency, and the most comprehensive local news, sports, and opinion you'll find anywhere. The South Platte Sentinel is available every Wednesday on your doorstep or online anytime at southplattesentinel.com. You can also check out the latest news and updates anytime on Facebook. Just visit the South Platte Sentinel Facebook page. The South Platte Sentinel, a proud supporter of Logan County.
Fleming Wildcats take the first two sets off the Peetz Bulldogs 25-17, 25-9. I'm Ben Bleck as we come back for this third set. Looks at the scoreboard brought to you by Bob Mullendor and Daryl McCormick, your local independent associate Aflac representatives. Peace of mind and cash. When you heard her say get to know Quack about Aflac by calling 970-522-2309. We head to the third, and the Fleming Wildcats flip back to the far court here on your videocast, ColoradoPreps.tv. The Peetz Bulldogs in the near will start with a serve in the hands of Morgan Burns. Bulldogs played very good in the first set. Gave up a 6-0 run, and that was the ultimate detriment for them. The attack by Taylor King back is chased down for the Peetz Bulldogs, and Jody Shoemaker frees it deep. Popped up by Edo back row. Set up for a swing down the middle from Herbert off the block. Ball dug up by Pop back row for Peetz. Set far side, Melissa Shoemaker with the attack deep, too deep and out. So the opening point of the third goes to the Fleming Wildcats, just like it did in the second. McCall Edel will step back to serve. She'll put it short, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Set up on the far side, the attack by Curley over and short, popped up by King, back to King on the near post, big swing, far side, dug out by Pop. Set down the middle, Curley again crawling the net cord, checked up high by France. Bump set up by Keisel for a back row swing from Abby Kurtzer. She knocks it into the net. And a 4-hit violation, the result, 1-all as Peetz will take the serve. Bulldogs will hand it to Mackenzie Meyer. Meyer floats it far side, fielded by Chintala back row. Set down the middle, Keisel with the swing, banged off the block of the net, pancaked out on the front row by Melissa Shoemaker, and free back over by Pop. Checked up by Abby Kurtzer. Far side swing, Sage Herbert down the line. Pop will chase it down. Jody Shoemaker sets far side, Melissa Shoemaker. Off the block, no, off the net, 4-hit violation. Great defense for the Peetz Bulldogs to keep the ball in play, but a 4-hit violation, the end result, and a 2-1 Fleming lead. Bornoff and De Leon for the Fleming Wildcats. Bornoff lines it near side, popped up back row by Pop. Set down the middle, Curley. She's blocked at the net by Keisel. Free back over. Keisel will running, bump set up. Far side, Daly with the attack, banged off the block. Kept up by Jody Shoemaker. Melissa Shoemaker trying to free it over. Frees it into the net. And it's 3-1 in favor of the Fleming Wildcats here in the third. Ball be a line far side by Bornoff. The dig right into the radar zone of Taylor King. She stuffs it down. 4-1 go the Fleming Wildcats. They ran out a 7-1 run in the second to the early lead. They ran off a 9-1 run in the first to take the lead. Bornoff will line it far side, misplayed, ace, 5-1. Bornoff shoots the ball far side, missed dug by Jody Shoemaker. She'll get the free back over in short. Checked up by Chintala back row. Bornoff sets near side, attack by King. Down and in for a kill. Bornoff will step back to serve now at 6-1. Arc it short, misplayed by Pop. Another ace, 7-1 goes the tally for the Fleming Wildcats. This is a 5-0 run for the Peetz Bulldogs. Or Fleming Wildcats, rather. Bornoff served too big and out, so a lead at 5 here in the third as Mallory Berkey will check on for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Melissa Shoemaker steps back and lines the serve deep. Popped up back row by Janae Daly. Backs at Bornoff. King, big swing. Dug out by Caitlin Peetz. Back row. Both setters, Meyer and Joey Shoemaker, went to the ball. And both heard the other say, I got it, and both backed off. Freshman and a senior there. Short serve will be fielded near side by Melissa Shoemaker. Set down the middle, Curley. She hammers it into the block. Dug back over. Bornoff will set it up, and Daly will turn and free it deep. Ball popped up by Melissa Shoemaker. Free ball by Curley. Popped up by Bornoff on the front row. That's a lift ball. And the Peetz Lady Bulldogs need a run now. Best server they've got is Caitlin Peetz. She's on the line. She'll step up, line it short, far side, popped up by Chintala. Set up down the middle for Keisel. Rejected back by Morgan Burns. That's the way you start to build some confidence, is starting to get the blocks on the hitters. Caitlin Peetz, line just over the net, popped up by Chintala, bump up by Bornoff, and the far side swing by Daly, down and in for a kill as it cannot be dug out by Mackenzie Meyer. Looks at the scoreboard, brought to you by Bob Mullendore and Daryl McCormick, your local independent associate Aflac representatives. Peace of mind and cash. When you heard her say, get to know quack about Aflac, call 970-522-2309. Meyer fields the serve for the Peetz Bulldogs. Jody Shoemaker sets it over the dig, over and down from Timmy Keisel. She was just trying to keep the ball in play, and she found the right angle, and everybody on the Peetz side watching it drop. Keisel will line the serve deep, and a rotation violation on the Fleming side on the serve. Somebody didn't get in the right position, so lead cut down to 10-5. Jody Shoemaker with the serve. Line far side, misplay by Chintala. That'll go down as an ace, and the freshman for Peetz cuts the lead down to 4. Shoemaker, short serve, popped up by Chintala, back row. Bornoff will set it over the block at the net, kept in play by Melissa Shoemaker, and Mally Berkey will get the free over. Popped up by Daly, Bornoff down the middle, tip near side, Abby Kurtzer, and went off the block and caught the line, keeping Peetz at bay, 11-6. France will step back with the serve. He'll line it deep. Ball popped up back row. Set up down the middle. The big attack down and in for a kill by Morgan Burns. She's not played a terrible match by any stretch of the imagination. As on to serve will come Taylor Engelker for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. Engelker, short serve, popped up back row by Taylor King. Set up on the near side, and the attack banged off the block of the net from Abby Kurtzer. Back set far side, and the attack by McCall Edel over off the roof from Jody Shoemaker's dig, and it rockets down. And Fleming goes back up by 5 at 12-7. Abby Kurtzer back to serve for the Wildcats. Kurtzer lines it short, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Back row bumps that up, and the attack will go off the block. Diving dig out, right back into the radar zone of Melissa Shoemaker again. Diving dig out by Kurtzer. Near side King off the block. Jody Shoemaker keeps it in play. Melissa near side, and then the free ball off the net core by Mackenzie Meyer. Popped up on the front row by Herbert. Back row swing from libero Megan Chintala. Too big and out. And the Fleming Lady Wildcats hitting here once again will give an opportunity for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs. They need the run here and now. They can't afford just to keep trading points. Burns with the serve, far side, fielded by Chintala back row. Running bumps that up, and King will free the ball wide and out. No, and in. It caught the line on the far side. Was the right play to let it go, but just got unlucky there. Caitlin Peetz fields the serve, set far side. Curley with the attack down the line, dug out by France. Ball chased down by Deborah Kurtzer, and a free ball lined over by France. Popped up high, quick set down the middle. Curley angles far side. Diving dig out back row by Herbert. Set down the middle for Timmy Keisel. Her attack hammered into the net. And Mackenzie Meyer will step back to serve for Peetz. Far side fielded by Chintala. Tip over by Keisel. Dug out by Melissa Shoemaker on the front row for Peetz. The attack from Curley off the block. Kept in play off the net once, but not twice. And the lead dropped down to 3 here in the third as Peetz fights to stay alive. Line serve short will be popped up back row by Deborah Kurtzer. Short set down the middle. Keisel, big swing and picked up the kill. Fleming Wildcats looking for another sweep. Got swept last weekend by Akron. This will be back-to-back sweeps for them after beating Briggsdale last night. Line serve by Bornoff, far side, popped up by Jody Shoemaker. Free ball will come over from Mackenzie Meyer. Checked up back row by Deborah Kurtzer. Bornoff sets down the middle for King, and King comes up with a kill. Taylor King puts the Fleming Wildcats up 15-10. Caitlin Bornoff takes the serve again. She'll clip the net cord, popped up by Jody Shoemaker on the front row. Running bump set up and a flat free played over by Caitlin Peetz. Checked up by Deborah Kurtzer. Bornoff will throw it off onto the near post. The attack by King. Chicken wing down off of the speaker, and Mackenzie Myers, the one with the chicken wing. She couldn't touch it a second time and let it go, and it dropped 16-10 Wildcats, 9 away from the sweep. Line serve deep, ball chased down off the dig, and a free ball over by Meyer. Quick check up for the Wildcats, set down the middle. Keisel, big swing down and in for a kill. 4-0 run for the Fleming Lady Wildcats. Here in the third, brought to you by Signal Graphics, Broadway Plaza Shopping Center in Sterling. All your business or event printing needs, give Kelvin a call, 970-521-9000. Line serve by Bornoff, short, pancaked out by Pop, not cleanly, 18-10. Bornoff will put the short serve, popped up by Caitlin Peetz. Set down the middle for Curley. McKenna's attack, dug out back row by Deborah Kurtzer. Bump set up high and a free ball over for Chintala. Ball checked up back row by Meyer. Jody Shoemaker will set down the middle, and the attack hammered deep by Curley. Dug out back row, throw set onto the near side. King, big swing, dug out back row by Pop. Chased down on the near side by Meyer, and Pop will free it over and way too deep and out, and the lead out to 19-10 now for the Fleming Wildcats. Just 6 away from the sweep. Bornoff lines it over, popped up back row by Pop. Set near side, the attack, Melissa Shoemaker. Dug up by Daly, back row. Throw off onto the near side. King tipped down the line and in for a kill. Taylor King puts her team up by double digits, 20-10, on now a 7-0 run for the Fleming Wildcats. Jacqueline Nienizer going to come on for Mackenzie Meyer here. The two seniors trading places off the bench. Bornoff. Float serve near side, fielded by Caitlin Peetz. Nienizer can't set it cleanly far side, and the lead goes to 21-10. Bornoff lines it deep. Caitlin Peetz trying to get the play on it. Jody Shoemaker chases it down, and a free ball hits the speakers as it tries to go over and stays on the Peetz side, 22-10. Taylor Engelker will come on, replacing Jenna Pop on the back row for the Bulldogs. Wildcats just 3 away, now on a 9-0 run. Bornoff with the serve, line far side, popped up by Jody Shoemaker, not cleanly. That'll be another ace. 10-0 run, 23-10. Bornoff, line serve near side, dig back over by Melissa Shoemaker, didn't make it over. It went into the net. That's another ace, 24-10. And the Fleming Wildcats 1 point away. Line serve by Bornoff deep. Fielded by Caitlin Peetz. Set down the middle. McKenna Curley's attack. Caught the back line and dropped down and in for a kill. Staving one off. Berkey will come back on for the Peetz Lady Bulldogs as Melissa Shoemaker takes the serve. Shoemaker floats it far side. Ball popped up back row by Chintala. Set it up for Taylor King near side. Ball popped up to Timmy Keisel. Banged it off the block. And that will do it. The Fleming Lady Wildcats beat the Peetz Lady Bulldogs 25-17, 25-9, and 25-11. We'll take a break, and when we come back on our post-game show, we'll name our shining and reliable performances of the contest, wrapping up our Saturday doubleheader here on King FM and ColoradoPreps.tv.
Whether you need an operating loan, real estate mortgage, equipment loan, or need capital for expansion, Premier Farm Credit has the loan products to meet your agricultural financing needs. Loan decisions are made locally by experienced professional lenders who understand agriculture. We invite you to compare your loan to a Premier Farm Credit loan. We're confident that you'll find our products, price, and value to be the best in the marketplace. Call me, Ryan Rasmussen, at 522-2330 for all your ag financing needs. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget, you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
EDF Renewable Energy provides strength in the Peetz community, and our strength is grounded by the company's extensive experience for more than 25 years. EDF Renewable Services is the largest in North America, with services over 6 gigawatts of energy under contract that is specifically tailored to create value, deliver results, and provide the best possible service to the communities we serve. EDF Renewable Energy is with the Peetz community every step of the way.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source. The Peetz Telephone Company is a proud supporter of Peetz Athletics, and in addition to their many great services, high-speed internet service is now available, featuring their all-new fiber network, now offering a variety of high-speed internet plans, from 1 meg service for only $35 per month, or 3 meg service for just $55 per month, when bundled with your phone. And you still receive the same great service as always from your local hometown telephone company team, Peetz Telephone Company. Call Kathy at 334-2220 for full details. Good luck, Peetz Bulldogs.
The South Platte Sentinel has been serving Sterling and Logan County for more than 25 years, and they're proud to do it with accuracy, efficiency, and the most comprehensive local news, sports, and opinion you'll find anywhere. The South Platte Sentinel is available every Wednesday on your doorstep or online anytime at southplattesentinel.com. You can also check out the latest news and updates anytime on Facebook. Just visit the South Platte Sentinel Facebook page. The South Platte Sentinel, a proud supporter of Logan County. Big Tex, a name you can trust to build great trailers. Big Tex, the name behind quality, precise design, and depth of production line. Big Tex, where style does not get lost in the rugged construction of products. Big Tex, made to last, made to perform. Big Tex, with years of experience and Texas pride built into every product. When your Big Tex touches the ground, it's tested and warranted, ready to transport the job you have. Get your Big Tex trailer at Sterling Trailers. Call 522-2855.
Final of the match, 3-0 in favor of the Fleming Wildcats as we come back here to Peetz, wrapping up our Saturday doubleheader. 51-21, the football final, and here in the volleyball, 3-0. Fleming comes away with a Saturday sweep. Here on our post-game show, we name a shining and a reliable performer of the contest. Shining performance first. It comes off the Peetz Bulldogs this afternoon/evening, and it is brought to you by Dr. Robert Patton, making the smiles of every athlete shine as bright as every athlete's performances. He's been the man for the job for more than 30 years, and Dr. Robert Patton will make your smile shine with his commitment to excellence in dentistry and commitment to continuing to try and grow for this Peetz team. I was impressed with Morgan Burns this afternoon. I really thought she played a complete match. I don't know that she had that many kills, but she didn't have that many errors. She played very well, blocked well. She served well as well. And for a Peetz team that struggled with errors Thursday night in a sweep over Briggsdale, they didn't struggle as much with errors today as one would think they might when you see 17, 9, and 11 on the final scoreboard. And I think it's because of how the juniors stayed committed out there and kept pushing her way through. But the Fleming Wildcats with the sweep victory, and our reliable performance is brought to you by Reliable Plumbing, 18423 Highway 6 in Sterling, Georgia, and the crew of Reliable, hence the name. They've been naming more than 2,000 athletes, so when you have plumbing and heating problems, make sure you think about George, because he's been a part of this program now for 7 years, and he names our reliable performers. Call 522-5592. You know, the reliable performers was everybody that took a serve for the Fleming Wildcats today. I was very impressed with their service game. They placed the ball well on the back line, led by Megan Chintala with her 5 aces in this matchup. But there were so many service points that were because of where the ball was placed on the serve. Peetz may have gotten an attack back, but the Fleming service game very reliable today. Only, I believe, 4 service errors in a 3-set sweep, so a positive for the number 5 ranked team in Class 1A. Fleming will be in action on Tuesday at Sedgwick County. We won't have them again until they take on the Merino Rams on the 18th. The Peetz Lady Bulldogs will be in action on Tuesday in a key matchup out of New Raymer. We won't have them until a week from Tuesday when they take on Merino for Merino's Pink Out. So that will wrap up our broadcast today. Fleming football and volleyball come away with a sweep. Thanks to Kimber for running things back in the studio. I'm Ben Blecker. This has been a big-time, small-time media production on King FM and ColoradoPreps.tv.